Tom wakes up in the morning, the scent of his mother's pancakes in the room. He's a typical high schooler, homework left unfinished, sports practice in the afternoon, and a secret crush he writes about. A few months later, Tom hit the high school jackpot. He made the basketball team and everybody started looking up to him. Tom's typical days were spent staying up late chatting with friends and procrastinating studying until the very last moment. Everyone thought Tom was super cool, and the fact that he was lazy made him even cooler. It seemed like the normal teen life, but all of this changed one day. It seemed like the normal teen life and Tom was living it up, but all of his habits and choices in high school took a different turn when Tom started college. Things started to go south very fast. Tom stopped focusing on sports. He wasn't able to compete at the highest levels anymore. All of his procrastination habits were still there, and Tom just couldn't keep up with the rest of his peers. He ended up going to a lower tier college, got sucked into alcohol and drugs, and Tom unfortunately ended up going into a severe depression. So guys, in this video, we're going to be going over 5 traps that you must avoid in your high school years in order to become the most successful person that you can become into your college and adult life. We all know of that one friend that's like Tom in high school. They're super popular. Everyone loves them. They probably play a sport and they don't try it all in school. Or maybe you might just be Tom. But the thing is, the Toms in the world don't go very far. That's because they peak more in middle school and high school than they do in college in their adult years. And the unfortunate part is the Toms don't realize it until they get to college. So here's how you can avoid becoming like that by following these 5 steps, with the 5th one being the most important thing that you can do now in order to ensure that your future is going to become ultra successful. So before we get into it, my name is Shrieker. I create content on all things self-improvement. So be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're looking for more content every single week. Let's get right into it, guys. The first thing you want to avoid in high school is the trap of bad company. So in high school, Tom was charmed by the allure of the so-called cool kids. This group prioritized parties over study sessions, gossip over meaningful conversations, and antics over accountability. Tom soon became a part of their shenanigans. He disregarded all the red flags, but the problem was that Tom didn't know he was sacrificing his future to have fun in the moment. All of the kids that Tom surrounded himself with ended up going into very low-paying jobs. Some of them didn't go to college. They were extremely depressed. They had nothing going on. All they could talk about were the good old times, and Tom was left being one of them. So the first thing you want to avoid is having bad company. Stop hanging out with people who only talk about the parties or the drugs or maybe even the sports, and they're not focused on anything in the future. Start surrounding yourself with people that think about the future and act in the present. So the people who are focused on which college they want to go to, the people that play sports and are focused on their future in sports, the people that have hobbies and are focused on how their hobbies can help them in the future as well. Start surrounding yourself with people who think in the future and act in the present moment, and you will become more successful than everyone else around you. So the second trap that you can fall into is avoiding your academics in high school. Tom was juggling his job and sports at the same time, so he often put his academics on the back burner. He thought he could just wing it at the last moment, and unfortunately for him, this habit carried on into college. And it's easy to be able to wing it in middle school and high school. It's not as easy to be able to wing it in college. And if you do end up winging it in college, you will get a low-paying job. You might not even be able to graduate. Your peers will look down upon you, and it's not the same as high school where you were just lazy, got by, and everyone thought you were super cool. The problem is, if you don't try in college, you're going to have to take remedial classes, which means you're going to repeat years. You have to take extra semesters. While all your friends are going into the real world and making lots of money, you're going to be stuck still in school, taking more classes just because you didn't focus in the first place. So don't put academics on the back burner. In fact, make them one of your top priorities, along with the other things that you love in your life. All right, number 3 is the fast food habit. So Tom loved eating burgers and sodas. He often skipped homemade meals for fast food dinners, and because he played sports, it was very easy for him to go to his local McDonald's and go get some meals, come back and just enjoy watching Netflix and go to bed. And in his high school years, this was amazing. Tom had the best food. He couldn't complain. Everything tasted so good and it was all so perfect. But soon Tom realized that all the fast food and sodas he drank came back to him, and in college he started putting on a lot of weight. Suddenly things started shifting. He couldn't focus on sports anymore. He was way too overweight to play sports, and overall his health just took a toll and he started suffering from breathing problems. So stop eating junk food at a younger age, and you can actually save years of your life that you'll get back, and you will also feel a lot healthier and be able to continue playing sports, be able to continue doing all the things that you love in your life just because you eliminated one bad habit from your life. The 4th trap you want to avoid is ignoring your mental health. So with the hustle of teenage life, Tom rarely paid attention to his mental health. He disregarded his stress and anxiety. He just said it was because he was overwhelmed and he assumed he'd get over it. But the problem was Tom was so distracted in high school that he was able to put these emotions away. But when he got to college and he was quitting sports and he was quitting academics, it all just piled up, and Tom had to soon face his real emotions all underneath him, which was his stress and anxiety. And with all of the emotions he had built up since high school, he just couldn't take it, and Tom fell into a severe depression. So if you don't want to get into that same position, then start addressing your emotions from a young age. In high school, it's okay to be anxious. It's okay to have stress as long as you're not putting it away. Talk to other people. It's not as hard as you might think, dude. Just talk to other people and they will help you get over it. All right, so number 5, and this is the most important part of this video. If you made it this far, I really want to thank you for watching this video. I hope this is of help for you. But the 5th thing that you want to focus on is not ignoring your future. So the problem with Tom was that he lived in the moment, and this may seem super cool to all of you guys, but living in the moment comes with its challenges when you're not thinking about the future. And the thing was, Tom had no idea what he wanted to do in the future. He knew his father was a businessman, so maybe he wanted to go into business, but he never sat down to really think about his interests, strengths, and career possibilities. The problem was this lack of planning on Tom's side quickly took a hit on him, and when he got to college, business wasn't anything like he had expected. He thought it would be super fun. It ended up becoming super boring. Tom hated it, but he was already stuck in the major. He wasn't able to pass his classes, so he ended up repeating years. He took some time off from school, but ultimately everything just went down the drain because Tom had no idea what he was doing. So if you really want to become successful and you want to be able to overstep and do more things, make more money, live a better life, you need to start planning. Every single thing that you do needs to be planned out, and that is how you become successful. I hope you enjoyed this. If this video was helpful, be sure to subscribe, and I'll be coming out with more content every single week on improving yourself and your productivity. I'll see you in the next video.